Sometimes the answer is not in thinking, but in experiencing. Watch this video till the end to experience the realization. In a quiet monastery surrounded by pine forests lived a young monk named Tetsuya. He was sincere, disciplined, and eager to reach enlightenment. While other monks rested, he meditated. While others read, he questioned. But with all his effort came frustration. His mind buzzed with questions. What is truth? What is the meaning of life? One day, the old master Jayun summoned him and gave him a task. Go, he said softly, and tell me, what is the sound of one hand clapping? Tetsuya blinked. One hand, but it takes two hands to clap. The master only smiled. Return when you found the answer. Tetsuya left the master's chamber confused. At first, he thought it was a riddle, so he went to the library and pored over scrolls, scriptures, and sutras. He read about vibrations, energy, and metaphors. Still, the question haunted him. How can one hand clap? He stood in his room at night, slapping his own hand in the air. He meditated. He shouted in frustration. He asked other monks, who only smiled or said nothing. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. He even traveled to nearby temples, asking scholars and philosophers. Some gave clever answers, some laughed. One told him to listen harder, but none satisfied him. He returned to Master Jayun and confessed, I've searched everywhere. I've studied, asked, meditated, but I cannot answer. The question makes no sense. Jayun nodded, then said, Good. Now sit, breathe, and stop trying to answer. Confused, Tetsuya sat in silence. He closed his eyes. And something strange happened. For the first time, he wasn't trying to solve anything. He just listened. Not for answers, just listened. He heard his own breath, the wind in the trees, the rustle of the old master's robe, the distant sound of rain. Then he heard something deeper, a silence so rich it felt louder than sound. He opened his eyes. A tear rolled down his cheek. He finally understood. The sound of one hand clapping is the silence of the mind when it stops needing to know. We live in a world addicted to answers. We ask Google, YouTube, ChatGPT, hoping every question has an explanation. And when there's silence or ambiguity, we panic. We've been trained to believe that knowledge equals power and confusion equals weakness. But Zen flips that idea upside down. This story is not about solving a puzzle. It's about realizing that some truths are not logical, they're experiential. The moment you stop searching, stop thinking, stop analyzing, is the moment truth begins to reveal itself. In our digital world, we are bombarded with noise. Notifications every 10 seconds. Endless articles, tweets, and opinions. Algorithms designed to keep us curious, but never calm. We are all Tetsuya desperate to figure things out. But maybe the key isn't always in doing. Maybe it's in being. Here's how you can empty your mind and hear the sound of one hand clapping in daily life. Stop seeking for a moment. Close all tabs. Mute the phone. Sit in silence. Not to meditate. Not to fix. Just to be. Embrace not knowing. It's okay not to have all the answers. In fact, mystery often opens the door to wonder. Feel instead of think. Modern life has trained us to value logic over emotion. But some truths are felt, not thought. Let questions be questions. Don't rush to answer every why. Sometimes, just holding the question is enough. You don't always need to understand life to experience it. The sound of one hand clapping isn't a trick. It's an invitation to realize. Peace comes when the mind is quiet enough to hear the silence. The mind that seeks stops seeing. Not every question demands an answer, some demand surrender. In the silence, the loudest truths appear. Please subscribe for more motivational stories.